Hello and welcome to another episode of Alan Writes. We're working on Lucky Gold. It's been a couple days since I worked on this, so let's see what I can do with it. I think I'm going to start off, and I've mulled this over just a little bit. I don't want to start off with Daniel and his maneuverings to get an interview with Gus. That has to be a special thing. I think we're going to go with Heather. Tell me about it. Heather asked the relic. It is always. What did we name him? What did we name our golden king? Tio. We named him Tio. Alright, fine. Toned back to her, the words vibrating out of the golden relic, golden exterior. That's cryptic. That's cryptic. Cryptic to you. Heather replied and settled back into the back chair. Into the high-backed leather chair adorned with the symbol of the rampant bat. Tio replied, considered, and again she felt him digging about in her skull. Their connection allowed that. But it never felt good. Yes. Many meanings. All yes. I meant was, can you explain how it works? Are we talking... It's got to have rules. It's got to have rules. Many. Has to have, it's got to have concepts. Many. It's got to have, how about a basis for how it works? Many. She sighed. This wasn't going anywhere. Anywhere. Just round and round. At some point, she's going to delve into him, see his history. Maybe we do that now. Screw it. We're doing it now. Time to do it. Maybe another way. Instead of him digging around, she'd be the one to shovel. As he withdrew, she followed, clinging to his presence. Clinging to his presence. Why doesn't it like that? No, it doesn't like that. I don't care. As he withdrew, she followed, clinging to him. Then she began to fall. Long ago. Long ago. That's all she knew. Golden rays. A sight in the darkness. Thousands of stars. We'll call it a tapestry. Rough hands. A current pushing her away and away. The light rising, blinding. Wait. After the after image burned into behind. Flashing darkly behind her eyes. Pushing her away and away. The after image flashing darkly behind her eyes. Suddenly, impact. The ground beneath her. Softening. The worst, but leaving a reminder. Impact. A call of distant yet familiar birds. The dank smell of the jungle. Blown away by was very foolish. Ghoulish. It's very foolish. A voice. Distant. A voice. Close. Somehow. Yet familiar. Said to her. A hand. Bring her up. Blindness. I can't see. Not surprised. Not supposed to go back to the beginning. Like that. The voice. Tio. It was Tio himself. You're not supposed to go back to the beginning like that. You're not prepared. Surprised you're still alive. What? Really? How could... It's too big. It's too bright. What is? The beginning of this universe. She shook her head at the words. That wasn't. I mean, there was an initial dark phase with cold hydrogen gen. Before things lit up and was there? Tio asked. And in his tones he sounded impressed. How do they know? How do they know? Theories. Lab work. Big telescopes. Look back to the beginning. Oh, Tio said. What is a telescope? It uses polished glass to magnify sight. Like a ruby that helps you read. I suppose if the gem was in just the right shape, but we can make glass lenses that can do so much more. They can look back and there's also radioscopes and things. I'm a biologist, not an astronomer, she said. Radioscopes are not radioscopes and things. I'm a biologist, not an astronomer, which is true. And linked the after image of the supposed ignition of the universe had begun to fade. The afterimage of the supposed ignition of the universe had begun to fade. Around her, the green jungle began to intrude. Where are we? My home, Teal replied. And she turned to find a powerful looking man, great cheekbones, and classic I don't know what they're called. Aztec features. He wore especially a thick golden necklace. The links made in a replica of the relic. Come. He led. She followed. It was clear this was some sort of mental hallucination. No, a sort of memory house, perhaps. A place that was his, and she was visiting. When they stepped out into the clearing, she knew exactly where they were. The pyramid. The pyramid was there. But instead of weathered blocks threatening to collapse on each other, there were neat edges and systematic and tidy placement. there was no gravel underfoot. But instead, there's no gravel underfoot, but instead I don't know. But instead a checkerboard of clay squares, shifted ever so slightly underfoot. I've been here, she said. Have you? He asked. It survived? More or less. It has seen better days. Still exists. And my people? He asked her. And the hope in his voice was heartbreaking. I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. If they survived, I view and your they are somewhere else. She said, and then had to go on. Speaking of which, how did you get here? No bodies? Because you wouldn't know. I'm skipping ahead too much with the other lines. Can't have that. A burial pit? Didn't see one. How did you get here? You're Aztec, but you're far from home. But you're far from home. They live. They must. I can look for them. What are they like? She offered. DNA tests were fairly cheap and common. It wouldn't take much to move to the area and look for what exactly? Well, they'd cross that bridge when they came to it. A hypothesis. First, then some data collection. and then they'd see what they'd see. They were the best and most loyal of. Tia said, and led her across the mental ground. Each step covering a great swath distance. There, each step. They honored me so much that they came with me into exile and stayed until the end, until my brother found me and sent and released the Jaguars. Okay, so this is quite a story. Do we have time for it? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening with my body? What do you feel? I don't feel anything. Nothing? That is very bad. Said, and she felt the world compress. In an instant, she was flying again. This time, higher and higher. Okay. Heather breathed. An air like it. The air was like a long lost friend. Her body shook with gulps and gasps. When reason returned, she felt as though she'd been drowning. Lived as if she'd been drowning. Okay. She was still in the chair, facing the relic. curling agony. The curling agony. Pounding. Breathing was good. She would have to do more of it. She would have to do more of it. She was still in the chair, still facing the knife, but the curling agony. The clock. She raised a hand to, yeah, let's give her some sight. Get up. Finger tips were pale blue from hypoxia. The program knows better than what I'm doing. Jeez. My spelling. Best not to do. Not preparation. Door chime sounded. And she raised a hand, her pounding head. A glance at the showed Daniel for entry. Fine, fine. Fine, fine. She gave herself a moment and then wobbled to her feet. Over to the control panel. Wobbled. Leaned over. Let a wobbly finger push it on the control panel. Okay, so then we're going to do him and her. As a gag, he thinks she's been doing something. Masturbating. Running laps. Whatever. He has progress. She has a need to go down and gamble. This evening. Lots to do. Time has passed. How long? She didn't just stop breathing, but slowed something in her slowed down. Time passed. During the mental voyage. Too much input. The birth, the ignition of the universe. Wishes she could paint. Alright, well, this has been Alan Writes, because I'm done here. I've got notes for next time, and we're going to go. I'll probably have to change all this up. It's a lot of back and forth, but hey, whatever. You can do this sometimes, and I don't know, I kind of like it. We'll see if it stays. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Stay safe and take care out there, alright? Thanks.